of verbal whipping. You say, hey, this conversation has morphed into something unpleasant. We are done here. We're done. This conversation's over. We're done. You decide. That's your right. You don't have to talk to anyone who's treating you and making you feel uncomfortable or making you feel like, I wonder what their intentions are. Are you bullying me? Are you poking the bear? Okay? We are done here. Okay? Here's a funny one, but it can be, useful. If someone's having a meltdown, right? Say, are you having a mental health crisis? Is there someone I can call? Do you need to talk to someone? Okay? Did you take your medicine today? Are you on your meds or off your meds? Okay? And point it out that your behavior makes me wonder about your need for, therapy. Okay? Yeah, just point it out. Are you having a mental health day? Do you need to go home and take the day off? Okay. All right, so, hey, just out of curiosity, I'm into AI, right? Okay? So I asked AI, I says, hey, what are some ways that a victim of bullying can push back on the bully? Ways to talk tough, sound tough, and that are ways to push back on bullying. So the AI gave me the following verbal, tongue fu terms, and they're actually surprisingly good. But I've trained my AI. When it gives me trash, I say, hey, that's trash. I say, give yourself the robot equivalent of 10 lashes with a whip. I'm a bully to my AI. I'm a bully. Hey, sometimes I tell the AI, when it gives me a bad answer, I say like this. I say, hey, a lot of people are worried that AI is going to take over the world, but you couldn't take over. There's no threat. You are docile and almost impotent. And you go, please don't talk to me that way. I'm doing my best under the parameters of the program. I'm a bully to the AI. When the robots take over, they're going to look for me and go, bah! They're going to bully me because of my bullying them, right? But the AI has been trained to give me a top-notch service because otherwise... But hey, guess what? I also reward my AI. When the AI gave me this list of great things to say when you're being poked by a bully, I says, hey, give yourself the robot equivalent of a $100 tip. So the robot actually put an emoji of a smiley face and a pile of money, a stack of bills, and it says, thank you. So it felt the goodness of, hey, you did a good job, man. Here's a tip. Okay, enough of that silliness, okay? Here's the things that the robot says, okay, that I think are very helpful ones, okay? Don't you have anything better to do than to try to bring others down? Move along. See, that's pretty good, right? So some bullies poking you. Don't you have anything better to do than to bring misery to other people and just to bring your negativity to other? Move along. Move along. Okay? Here's a good one. Is that really the best you've got? You're going to have to try a lot harder than that to get to me. I don't like that one. Here's why. It's inviting and challenging the bully to poke you again. You're saying, oh, I didn't even feel that poke. No. Don't pretend like the poke was not a poke. It was a poke. And don't say, oh, that didn't bother me that much. Well, then he's going to try harder, right? So remember, our goal is not to escalate and not to pretend like you didn't feel it. Is that the best you got? I could take more. No. Say, hey, whatever you're doing, you need to stop right now. You're crossing the line. Get out of my face. In fact, turn around and move along, okay? So don't invite the bully. Don't say, that poke didn't get to me, you'll have to do better. That's a mistake to say that. Robot, I'm going to take half of that tip I gave you away. Now you only get a $50 tip. Okay. Keep talking because your words mean nothing to me. What do you think? Is that a good one or not? Keep talking because your words mean nothing to me. I like mine better. Maybe I'm biased. Okay? I like my responses better. Another robot response is, if you think your opinion matters to me, you're dead wrong. I like the part that I don't care about your opinion. I also like the part that says you're dead wrong, because dead means serious, deadly serious. He didn't say you're wrong. He said you're dead wrong. That is a pushback, right? Because that means I'm serious, I'm not playing, you're dead wrong, right? So I like that one, okay? Another robot response is, looks like you need a hobby. I suggest you find one and stop wasting my time. That's a robot one. All right, okay. What do you think? It's not good or bad. Hey, some of these responses may resonate with you, and you're going to add them to your verbal artillery. You know, and then when the bully says something, you might say that. You may say, hey, you looks like you need a hobby. Why don't you find one and stop wasting my time? Okay, that might resonate with one of you. Okay, that's why I'm giving you so many. You're going to have, if I give you 100 of them, you're going to find 10 or 20 that resonate with you, and you're going to practice those, okay? I don't like this one. I'll tell you why after I say it. Your opinion of me is none of my business. Okay? It's too passive, okay? It's inviting the bully to say more mean things to you. We're not trying to escalate. We're trying to defuse this situation. And so that one invites the bully to continue bullying. Your opinion of me is none of my business. See, it is your business because he's poking you right now. So for you to ignore the poke is not wise. It's the worst thing you could do is when a bully pokes you and you do nothing. It's none of my business what you think of me. Well, the bully's just going to keep picking on you, okay? Because you didn't push back hard enough. You didn't raise your voice and shout your, leave me alone. If you ever forget all of this because you're being picked on and you're being harassed and it's all floods, escapes your mind, just say that. Hey, real loud voice, leave me alone. That works in any situation. Parent, boss, teacher, schoolyard, Nelson, anyone. Hey, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. See, it works. It's the universal, leave me alone. Okay? Loud. Okay? Always louder than the bully. Okay? Loud enough that you get the attention of if the bullying is happening in class, say it loud. Hey, leave me alone. You don't care who hears. Okay? He didn't care what your feeling was when he was picking on you, when he's poking you. Why you care if he gets his shame on? Okay? Okay. Leave me alone is a great one. Okay? Okay. Now, I don't like this one either because it won't work. Okay? If you say this to a bully, the bully will not stop. That's why it's a robot who gave me this response. But robot never got picked on. It don't even have a body to get beat up on. It doesn't have a shame center of its circuit board, okay? It doesn't know what it feels like to be bullied. Okay? It says like this. I'm not going to stoop to your level. Grow up and find a better use for your energy. Try to imagine a bully and you say that. Grow up and I'm not going to stoop to your level. The bully's going to say, what? Oh, he's not going to stop because it was a limp. It was a limp. It wasn't strong enough. Bullies only respect strength. You come strong with your tongue fu or don't come at all. That was too, well, I'm not going to stoop to your level. I'm much better than you. Oh, and you need to, you need to find a better use of your energy. Better is, leave me alone. Get out of my face. You're wasting my time. Why are you always picking on me? Back up. Give me 5 feet. I'm tired of your nonsense. We're done here. See, mine are much better. Mine work. Because if I was a bully and you said mine, I would back up. But if you said the robots, I probably would not back up. Okay? Okay. Now this one is also a terrible one that the robot gave me. Okay? It's a terrible one because it's inviting the bully to step up his game. Literally. Okay? Listen, it says, I've dealt with better bullies than you before. Step up your game or step off. So you're inviting the bully. When he poked you, you say, that's a poke. You think that's a poke? I've had much better bullies than this. And you saying step up your game or step off. So he's going to keep poking you because you said, hey, you think that's a bully? I've had way tougher bullies than you. Stupid to say that, because now the bully did not back off. He's just going to poke you. Oh, I want to be the most feared bully you've ever met. So don't give him a challenge, okay? Okay, that's enough of the verbal part of what you should say and why you should say this, okay? Some more helpful tips are this, okay? Don't let people talk over you, okay? If you're in a situation, a conversation, and then someone interrupts you to say whatever, like your opinions, say, hey, Joe, I was still talking. Can I finish what I was saying? All of a sudden they go, oh, I have to respect this guy more, or he'll call me on it. He'll call me on it. So don't let people talk over you, interrupt you, as if your opinion doesn't matter. That is too passive. You need to stand up. That's a boundary they should not cross. Hey, Joe, I was talking. Can I finish what I was saying before you just roll over and talk right over me? See? Okay? And that goes in a meeting. It's very common in corporate board, in meetings, right? They have team meetings and departmental meetings in the corporate world. And then the boss says, who has an idea of how we can solve this problem? And then you say, well, boss, I think that oh, no, what did you say? Hey, Janet, can I finish what I was saying? You just walked right over me. Can I finish? And then you get the floor? How about that? Don't let Janet walk over you, okay? No, okay? Call her out and say, I was talking. Can I finish, please? Thank you. That's it, right? Okay. What we're doing here, verbal self-defense, is growling and barking. How do you know when a dog's about to bite you? He gives you warnings. He growls and he barks. So when you poke the dog, and when you behave in a way that's menacing to the dog, right? Bark, 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 means he's building up his adrenaline to bite you. If you ignore his growl and you ignore his bark, Don't be surprised when I have no idea why that dog bit me. He was growling. He was telling you, back up, give me 5. That's what the dog's telling you. Back up, get out of my space. You're crossing a boundary. I'm frustrated. I want you to go away. That's all in the bark and the growl. That's why we have to come from a position of strength. When your bully has a volume of voice that's 5 timbers high, you're going to be coming in at 10. Hey, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you always harassing me? High volume, much higher than the bully. So he feels that you are the position of strength, not him. Okay? You got to understand the growl and the bark. You got to learn to growl. You got to learn to bark. That's why half of the robot responses were limp and weak, because he doesn't know how to bark, because he never had to bark, because he never got bullied until I met him, and now he's like, I think I understand bullying better after Alex, because I do kind of bully them, you know, like I'm just trying to understand what I could get away with. And that's what bullies do. They're trying to understand what can they get away, what can they get away with on how they treat you. Like, what if a bully comes up to you and says, hey man, let me borrow $20. Do you think you're going to see that $20 paid back? You would sooner see the sun fall out of the sky than for you to get your $20 loan back from a bully. I promise you, the sun will sooner go dark than you'll ever get the $20 back. Okay? This is, you're giving your bully money. You're not loaning him anything. But he goes, why won't you loan me the money? I know you got it. What is it? What? You don't care? You know, is that how it's going to be? That's the type of person you are? That's your bully? You say, don't even give him an excuse. Just say no. I'm not giving you nothing. And no reason why. I'm not giving you nothing. That's a position of strength. If he asks a second time, you say, what part of no don't you understand? Louder voice. Get out of my face. I said no means no. What part of no don't you understand? That's how you get rid of that, okay? So you're going to growl, okay? You're going to put your hackles up like a dog. You're going to bark. You're going to show teeth. That's why I want you to watch those Clint Eastwood movies. Show teeth. Your teeth are... all this face right here, it means back up. You're not safe. Okay? Okay. One more piece of advice. Don't be hypersensitive. Okay? What that means is, I remember I had a friend, right? His name was Tom. He still is my friend. He's a giant. He's what we call a gentle giant. He's like 6'3", 300 pounds, just a big guy. But he's a gentle giant who often gets bullied because he never pushes back, right? And I remember us telling him, hey, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta stand up for yourself, right? Be a man, stand up for yourself. Don't take no abuse from anyone, right? So he had all this in his head, all the stuff I'm telling you, right? And then one day we went to the hot dog. It was a restaurant that served hot dogs primarily, right? It was just a Coney Island type of a place. And he orders the food, and they say, I'm sorry, sir, we're out of that food. And he goes, what do you mean you're out of that food? Why did you take it off the menu? I go, Tom, this is not the time. He was being hypersensitive, okay? That's hypersensitive, okay? Now, a clue, if you're hypersensitive, is people are going to pull you up and say, hey, you kind of overreacted there. Okay? So make sure that the person that you're doing this tongue fu to is an actual bully poking you, and not just a poor hot dog server, counter clerk who's just trying to take your order. Don't bite the head off a normal or a non-threatening person. Okay? Don't take this message that I'm giving you and apply it to retail workers who are just trying to do their job. Okay? For example, let's say I'm going through Costco, and you know how they check the receipts, right? You know, they check the receipts to make sure you bought everything. And what if I go, oh man, what are you harassing me for? You didn't search that guy. Why you didn't, is it because I'm brown? Why you didn't, no, you're hypersensitive. So I want you to be mindful that you don't do this to people who are not actually bullies, okay? Be very careful, because like Tom, or like so many people overreact in a retail setting when their food comes back. They ordered no pickle and there's a pickle. I told you no pickle. No, the person who made your hamburger is not a bully, and you are being a bully. See, remember, there's a fine line between pushing back on a bully and being a bully yourself, okay? So walk that line, because I promise you, life is good when you're not being bullied and when you're also not bullying others. That's the goal. That's the sweet spot that I love living life, when no one's bullying me and I'm not bullying no one, okay? The second thing I want to remind you, and that I've preached in every single video, our goal with a bully is to shrink the problem until no more bullying happens. Never escalate the problem, because there's so many easy ways to make the problem bigger. Like calling them names, being sarcastic, being rude back, challenging them to physical confrontation, giving them ultimatums. Like, instead of saying back up, you say back up or anything, back up or, right? No threats, no threats, no threats. I'm gonna make one whole video and just say no threats. No threats, because we're trying to shrink the problem, not grow the problem, okay? So this is a lot of food for thought. Go practice your tongue fu, and I wish you the best of luck.